Every year we learn more and more about our ancestors and how they lived. Historians study their technology, their lifestyle, their relationships with other groups and cultures. And as all this new information comes to light, we get a better idea of what life was like for our primitive relatives. But recently, some scientists have taken things one step further by mixing history with science fiction. Yep, we're talking about that time our ancestors were lost in space and the conspiracy theories surrounding it. These are the crazy stories that our great-grandparents may have secretly known and passed down to us. So grab your helmet, buckle up, and get ready for the wild ride of a lifetime, because we gonna take you on a tour of outer space to explore some of the craziest theories out there. We'll visit ancient caves to discover strange messages left behind by our ancestors and explore mysterious artifacts that could be proof of their existence. So make sure to stay till the end, because who knows what secrets we'll uncover. Number 12. Lost in space. One of the most talked about topics in recent years is the idea that our ancestors may have been lost in space at one point in time. The theory goes that many years ago, Earth wasn't the only planet that was inhabited. In fact, there were other civilizations out there just like ours. And one of these civilizations had access to advanced technology that allowed them to travel through the stars. But one day, something went wrong during one of their space voyages, and the ship carrying these aliens got lost in the vastness of space. Some say they were blown off course by a meteor shower, or maybe their navigation system malfunctioned. Either way, their ship was thrown off its trajectory and landed in an unknown part of the galaxy. And when it did, it crashed into a planet that was very similar to Earth. In fact, it looked almost identical to our home planet from far away. So the crew decided to stay on this new world instead of trying to repair their ship and head back to their own planet. They started a new civilization and over time became one with the planet's ecosystem. Now, some people believe that these aliens were the ones who taught our ancestors how to farm, build cities, and even develop language. Of course, this is just a theory, and there's no real evidence to support it, but it's still a fun idea to think about. Who knows? Maybe one day we'll find out that our ancestors really were lost in space. Number 11. Ancient cave paintings. Another interesting story that has been passed down through generations is the tale of ancient cave paintings that seem to depict scenes from outer space. These paintings can be found in various caves throughout the world, and each one tells a different story. Some show strange creatures with multiple eyes or tentacles, while others depict humans interacting with beings from another world. Now, some say these paintings are simply the work of primitive artists who were trying to capture the wonders of the natural world around them. After all, it's not uncommon to find cave paintings that depict animals and plants. So, why would these be any different? But others believe that these paintings tell a much more complex story. They argue that the creatures depicted in the paintings are not animals or plants, but rather extraterrestrial beings who visited Earth long ago. What's more, they claim that the humans shown in the paintings are not our primitive ancestors, but rather visitors from the future who came back to check on their progress. It's a pretty wild theory, but one that's definitely worth considering. After all, who knows what secrets our ancestors may have known that we don't? Number 10. UFO sightings. Speaking of ancient cave paintings, there's also the story of ancient UFO sightings. This is the belief that our ancestors saw flying machines or other unexplained objects in the sky long before modern humans developed such technology. There are numerous reports of ancient people witnessing strange lights in the sky or hearing loud noises that could only have been caused by advanced flying machines. For example, there's the famous story of the Nazca lines in Peru. These are strange geoglyphs that were created by the ancient Nazca people, and some believe they were used as landing strips for alien spaceships. There's also the story of the Baghdad Battery, a collection of clay jars and copper tubes that were found in Iraq. Some believe that these jars were actually ancient batteries that were used to power UFOs. Of course, there's no hard evidence to support any of these claims. But the fact that so many ancient cultures around the world have stories of UFO sightings is certainly intriguing. Could it be that our ancestors knew more about the universe than we give them credit for? No. 9. The Voynich Manuscript. One of the most popular conspiracy theories among those who believe our ancestors were lost in space is the Voynich Manuscript. This is an ancient book that was discovered in Italy in the early 20th century. The book is written in a mysterious language and contains strange illustrations of plants, animals, and otherworldly creatures. Some believe that the book contains secret knowledge about the universe and that our ancestors used it to navigate the stars. The strange illustrations are not just decorative, but actually represent real astronomical phenomena. For example, the spiral shapes shown in the book could be depictions of galaxies or nebulae. The book has baffled scientists and historians for years, and its true purpose remains unknown. However, some believe that it holds the key to unlocking the secrets of our ancestors' alleged space travel. If decoded properly, it might reveal the truth about their advanced technology and their travels to distant worlds. Number 8. Ancient astronauts. The theory that our ancestors were lost in space is closely tied to the ancient astronaut theory. This is the idea that extraterrestrials visited Earth long ago and interacted with primitive humans. Proponents of this theory believe that aliens helped our ancestors develop agriculture, build pyramids, and develop other technologies. They point to the fact that many ancient structures like the Egyptian pyramids show evidence of advanced engineering and mathematics that primitive humans should not have known. They argue that aliens must have taught our ancestors these skills since they were not capable of learning them on their own. Of course, there's no hard evidence to support this theory either, but it's still a fun idea to think about. Who knows? Maybe one day we'll find out that our ancestors really did interact with extraterrestrials. Number 7. The Drugina Tablets. Speaking of ancient astronauts, there's also the Drugina Tablets. These are a set of clay tablets that were found in Bulgaria in the 1960s. The tablets contain strange symbols that some believe are evidence of extraterrestrial contact. The symbols look nothing like the ancient writing system used in Bulgaria, and experts have been unable to decipher them. Some believe that the symbols actually represent sounds from another language, perhaps the language of ancient astronauts. If this is true, then the tablets could contain information about their technology, their culture, and their contact with ancient humans. Of course, this is all speculation at this point, but who knows what secrets these mysterious tablets hold? Number 6. The Puma Punku Site. Another piece of evidence that our ancestors were lost in space can be found at the Puma Punku Site in Bolivia. This is an ancient city that was built by the Tiwanaku people hundreds of years ago. The city is full of strange structures that don't fit in with the rest of the architecture. For example, there are doorways that are too small for humans to fit through and walls that are perfectly straight, even though they were built without the use of modern tools. Some believe that the aliens were involved in building the city, while others think that it was simply a prison for them. Whatever the truth may be, Puma Punku is a truly fascinating place that's worth exploring if you're ever in Bolivia. Number 5. Alien artifacts. Finally, there are those who believe that certain artifacts found at ancient sites around the world are actually evidence of alien contact. For example, there's the Antares artifact found in Romania. This is a strange object that looks like a metal sphere with a strange symbol on it. Some believe that it's an alien spaceship that crashed in Romania thousands of years ago. Others believe that it's a weapon that was used by an ancient alien race. Then there's the Baghdad astrolabe found in Iraq. This is an ancient device that's used for measuring angles and positions of stars and planets. But it's so advanced that it should not have existed in the ancient world. Some believe that it was created by aliens who visited Earth long ago. Who knows? Maybe one day we'll find more of these artifacts, and they'll help us piece together the mystery of our ancestors' past. Thank you for joining us on this journey through space and time. We hope you enjoyed learning about the crazy conspiracy theories that surround our ancestors and their possible connection to aliens. If you did, please let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear thoughts on these theories. And who knows, maybe you have some information that could help us solve this mystery. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss out on future videos. Until next time, keep looking up at the stars and keep searching for the truth. A mighty warrior with his tribe fighting against dinosaurs. A cave woman trying to find her way back to her tribe in a post-apocalyptic world. A mutated lizard-like creature that looks like it came straight out of Jurassic Park. And a mysterious glowing orb that seems to be watching them all. What could possibly unite these four very different people? The answer might surprise you. Meet Brew. He's just an ordinary caveman living in a primitive village with his equally primitive friends. They hunt woolly mammoths, fight off saber-toothed tigers, and live according to the laws of nature. But one day, everything changes when Brew and his tribe discover a crashed spaceship hidden deep within a cave. This is not your typical UFO. It's huge, made of shimmering metal and adorned with strange symbols and hieroglyphics. The discovery of this alien vessel causes a stir among the cavemen. Some are scared, others curious. But Brew, being the brave soul that he is, decides to investigate further. As he approaches the spaceship, the ground begins to tremble and a loud grinding noise echoes through the cavern. Suddenly, a hatch opens and out steps a humanoid alien, tall and slender with large black eyes and smooth gray skin. The alien, whose name is Xyler, explains that his ship has malfunctioned and he needs Brew's help to repair it. In exchange, Xyler offers to share advanced alien technology with the cavemen, an offer they can't refuse. Working together, the cavemen and the alien manage to fix the spaceship. And before long, Xyler and his crew are preparing for departure. But their joy is short-lived. As they are about to leave, a fleet of menacing spaceships arrives, blocking their way out of the cave. These ships are sleek and angular, piloted by creatures straight out of a nightmare. Their leader, the reptilian Zarkin, demands that Xyler surrenders so that they can drain the life force from him and his crew, sustain themselves. Over Xyler's dead body. He refuses, and a battle ensues. Brew and his tribe are caught in the crossfire, and they watch in awe as the aliens defend themselves with advanced weaponry. The cave shakes with the force of their weapons' fire, and the air fills with the smell of ozone. Just when it seems that the aliens are about to be overwhelmed, something incredible happens. The cavemen, inspired by the courage of the aliens, pick up their primitive weapons and join the fight. Together, they fight back against the invaders. As the battle rages on, Brew finds himself face to face with Zarkin. The two warriors circle each other, sizing each other up. Then they charge, weapons raise, and the clash of their cultures becomes a dance of death. The fight between Brew and Zarkin is epic. Zarkin is fast and agile, his claws and teeth leaving deep gashes on Brew's arms and chest. But Brew is strong and determined. Using his battle axe, he manages to land blow after blow on the reptilian, knocking him down and making him bleed. Finally, with a mighty roar, Brew delivers a final blow, ending the fight and Zarkin's life. With their leader defeated and their ships damaged, the remaining galactic invaders flee. The cavemen and the aliens celebrate their victory with a feast and a display of fireworks. It's a night of laughter, dancing, and storytelling. As the two cultures mingle, they realize that despite their differences, they have much in common. They are both warriors, explorers, and most importantly, they are both fighting for their right to survive. In the days that follow, the cavemen and the aliens continue to work together. They help each other repair their respective technologies and learn from each other's customs and traditions. Xyler teaches the cavemen how to use advanced tools and weapons, while the cavemen teach the aliens the art of survival in a harsh environment. Brew and Xyler become close friends, and together they lead their combined forces on many adventures. They explore uncharted territories, encountering dangerous creatures and uncivilized tribes. But through it all, their bond of friendship and respect only grows stronger. One day, however, a new threat emerges. A group of human scavengers, led by the ruthless warlord Fang, attacks the cavemen's village, stealing their food and supplies and taking some of their women and children hostage. Brew and Xyler prepare to defend their people. They know that this is not just a fight for survival, but a fight for honor and dignity. The battle is fierce, and many are injured on both sides. But in the end, the cavemen and the aliens prevail. Fang and his men are defeated, and the hostages are returned safely. In the aftermath of the battle, the cavemen and the aliens realize that they have formed a true alliance, a union of two very different cultures that have come together to face a common enemy. They have learned to respect each other as strengths and weaknesses, and have created a society that values diversity and cooperation. Their alliance becomes a beacon of hope in a dark time, showing that even the most disparate cultures can unite to overcome adversity. Now, let's take a moment to appreciate the unique style of animation used in this film. It's a blend of traditional 2D animation and CGI that creates a truly mesmerizing visual experience. The backgrounds are rich and detailed, giving the impression of a vast and immersive world. The character designs are also fantastic, capturing the essence of both the cavemen and the aliens with a few well-chosen strokes of the artist's brush. But what really sets this film apart is the attention to detail. From the texture of the cave walls, to the muscles in Bowie's arms, to the scales on Zarkin's body, everything looks so real and tangible. It is as if the artists have managed to capture the very essence of these characters and environments and bring them to life on the screen. The soundtrack of this film is also a masterpiece. The music perfectly complements the visuals, enhancing the emotional impact of every scene. Whether we're re-listening to the haunting melody that accompanies a peaceful moment or the rousing theme that kicks in during an action sequence, the music of this film will stay with us long after the credits roll. Are we alone in the universe? It's one of humanity's most existential questions. And if recent discoveries are anything to go by, we may not be. Because it turns out cave people and aliens built a spaceship together 10,000 years ago. Join us as we explore this incredible find and what it could mean for our understanding of life beyond Earth. The discovery that has shocked the world. The story starts with a simple rock monolith found deep in the Mexican jungle. It was an ordinary day in December of 2018 when archaeologists made a shocking discovery. They had stumbled upon a mysterious monolith covered in strange symbols and markings. But as they brushed away the dirt and grime of centuries, they realized this was no ordinary rock monolith. This was something truly extraordinary. It was a piece of a spaceship. But how did they know it was a piece of a spaceship? Well, the answer lies in the markings. Etched into the surface of the monolith were depictions of a spacecraft and alien beings. These beings were unlike any known civilization, suggesting that they were extraterrestrial visitors from another world. What's even more fascinating is that these depictions weren't just limited to the monolith. Similar markings have been found on other artifacts throughout history, from ancient cave paintings to mysterious stone tablets. All of them tell the same story of a time when humans and aliens lived side by side. But how did such a discovery go unnoticed for so long? It's a fair question. After all, this monolith wasn't just hidden in some remote jungle. It was in plain sight, right under our noses the whole time. Perhaps it was overlooked because it didn't fit the narrative that we had in our heads. We tend to think of aliens as beings from distant planets, little green men with large eyes and antennas. But if they were to visit Earth, they might not look like that at all. In fact, they could look just like us. And that's where things get really interesting. Let's take a closer look at the markings on the monolith. The spaceship depicted is unlike any we've ever seen before. It's huge, almost impossible to imagine its size. It has multiple decks and windows, suggesting a sophisticated and advanced technology. But what's really fascinating is the way it's depicted. It's shown landing in a prehistoric jungle, surrounded by cave people who are looking up at it in awe. What's the significance of this detail? Why would ancient humans be depicted alongside a spaceship? It suggests that they were familiar with this technology, that they knew what it was and understood its purpose. But why do they seem so small next to the spaceship? Well, the answer lies in the difference between their lifespans. You see, humans today live an average of 70 to 80 years. But back then, the average lifespan was only around 35 years. This means that the cave people depicted on the monolith were likely children compared to the advanced beings from another planet, so the size difference isn't just artistic license. It's a reflection of the stark contrast between two very different civilizations. But why would aliens visit Earth and interact with humans? What could they possibly have in common? The answer, it turns out, is more than we think. You see, aliens aren't just visitors from distant galaxies. They're also time travelers. They come from the future, a time when humanity has reached new heights and achieved great things. Their advanced technology allows them to travel through space and time, visiting different civilizations and observing their way of life. And they chose to visit the cave people because they knew that this was a pivotal moment in human history. It was a time when humans were just beginning to develop language and social structures, when they were on the cusp of greatness. The aliens saw the potential in humans and decided to help them along their journey. But how did they interact with the cave people? Did they share their advanced technology and knowledge, or were they more subtle in their approach? The answer, as always, lies in the details. Take, for example, the cave paintings that have been found all over the world. They depict all manner of fantastical creatures and events, from animals to humanoid figures with wings. Some dismiss these paintings as the product of an overactive imagination, but there's more to them than meets the eye. When examined closely, these paintings reveal a level of detail and precision that suggests a more advanced understanding of the world. They're not just pretty pictures. They're records of real events that happened in the distant past. And these events were witnessed by the cave people during their interactions with the aliens. But why would aliens choose to help humans? What did they stand to gain from this partnership? The answer may surprise you. You see, aliens aren't just advanced in technology and knowledge, they're also highly evolved spiritually. They understand the interconnectedness of all life and the importance of helping others. They're not conquerors or colonizers, but rather explorers and teachers. They travel the galaxy sharing their knowledge and helping other civilizations reach their full potential. And that's exactly what they did with the cave people. They shared their advanced technology and knowledge, helping them to develop tools and weapons that were far more advanced than anything they had ever seen before. They taught them about the stars and the universe, opening their eyes to the endless possibilities that lay beyond the horizon. And in return, the cave people offered them something just as valuable: friendship and companionship. It may seem like an unlikely pairing, but the bond between humans and aliens was strong and enduring. They shared stories, customs, and traditions, creating a cultural exchange that spanned the galaxy. They worked together to build incredible structures and monuments that served as reminders of their shared history. One of the most impressive examples of their collaboration can be seen in the pyramids of Giza. These massive structures weren't just tombs for pharaohs. They were also landing pads for alien spaceships. They stood as symbols of the alliance between humans and aliens, a testament to their shared achievements. But why did the aliens eventually leave Earth? Did they finish what they came to do, or was there something more to their departure? The answer, as always, lies in the details. As the years passed, the relationship between humans and aliens began to change. The aliens felt that the humans were ready to take the next step on their own, to forge their own path in the universe. They had planted the seeds of knowledge and friendship, and now it was up to the humans to nurture them. With heavy hearts, the aliens said their goodbyes and returned to their spaceship. They left behind gifts and tokens of their appreciation, artifacts that would serve as reminders of their visit for generations to come. But what happened to the spaceship once it left Earth? Did it vanish into thin air, or is it still out there somewhere waiting to be discovered? The answer, as always, lies in the details. The spaceship didn't just vanish. It left behind a faint glow in the night sky, a trail of light that has been seen by many, but understood by few. It was a sign of their departure, a final goodbye from the stars. The cave people watched in awe as the spaceship ascended into the heavens, leaving behind a trail of wonder and mystery. They knew that they would never forget their friends from the stars, and neither should we. You may be wondering, are the aliens still out there? Did they really leave Earth after helping the cave people? Well, the answer may surprise you. The truth is that the aliens never left. They're still out there watching over us, waiting for the day when we're ready to join them among the stars. Their presence is all around us, in the mysteries of the cosmos and the secrets of the ancient world. It's up to us to decide whether we want to acknowledge it or not. As we continue to explore the universe and uncover its secrets, we may find other evidence of their existence. Maybe there are more artifacts hidden in plain sight, waiting to be discovered. Or perhaps there are messages encoded in the stars, waiting for us to decipher. The truth is, we may never know for sure. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't keep searching. Because who knows what wonders we might find if we just open our eyes to the possibilities. So the next time you gaze up at the night sky, remember that there may be more out there than meets the eye. There may be signs of life, intelligent beings watching over us from afar. And maybe, just maybe, they're waiting for us to make contact so we can finally answer the age-old question. Are we alone in the universe? Until then, the search continues. And who knows what incredible discoveries await us in the vast expanse of space and time. So, what do you think? Is it possible that cave people and aliens built a spaceship together? Do you believe in extraterrestrial life? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this. Thanks for watching. Hi, it's me. From ancient astronauts to futuristic fantasies, let's explore when Neanderthals met aliens, a journey through prehistoric sci-fi. Our story begins 40,000 years ago in the heart of the last ice age when the Neanderthals roamed the Earth. These robust, stocky humans with their receding foreheads and prominent brow ridges were perfectly adapted to the harsh conditions of their time. But they weren't alone. Our planet was also home to a variety of fantastical creatures like woolly mammoths, saber-toothed tigers, and of course, aliens. Okay, maybe those last ones aren't actually documented in the fossil record, but hear me out. What if these mysterious visitors from beyond the stars really did walk among us? In today's video, we diving deep into a world where science fiction and ancient history collide. And the Neanderthals had their lives turned upside down by an encounter with extraterrestrials. So buckle up, because this is one prehistoric adventure you won't want to miss. Imagine the scene, the wind whistling through the icy plains, the crunch of snow underfoot, and in the distance, a flickering fire. The Neanderthals are gathered around their campfire, sharing stories and keeping warm. Suddenly, a strange light fills the sky, followed by the arrival of a group of visitors unlike any they've ever seen before. With large almond-shaped eyes, pale skin, and bodies that seemed to shimmer with an otherworldly glow. These beings exuded an otherworldliness that left the Neanderthals in awe. But these were no ordinary tourists. No, these visitors were scientists. They had come from a distant planet on a mission to study the various life forms scattered across the universe. And as far as quirky alien anthropologists go, our Neanderthal friends were right up their alley. Intrigued by the primitive yet resilient Neanderthals, the aliens decided to stick around for a while and learn all they could about them. Under the cover of darkness, the aliens began their observations, trying to understand the Neanderthals' customs, behaviors, and way of life. They watched as the Neanderthals hunted woolly mammoths, using spears and sheer determination to bring down the massive beasts. They observed their rituals, their art, even their conflicts with other human species like the Denisovans and the modern humans. To the aliens, the Neanderthals were a puzzle, a unique species that had managed to survive in some of the most challenging conditions imaginable, and they were determined to solve it. As days turned into weeks, the aliens couldn't help but feel a sense of kinship with the Neanderthals. Despite their differences, they saw a lot of similarities between the two species, especially in their drive to survive, to adapt, and to thrive in the face of adversity. It was during one of these observations that the aliens made a horrifying discovery. They realized that the Neanderthals were on the brink of extinction, with only a few hundred individuals left on the planet. To make matters worse, The Neanderthals' biggest rival, Homo sapiens, or modern humans, were rapidly outnumbering them and encroaching on their territory. Faced with this bleak reality, the aliens knew they had to act fast. They couldn't just stand by and watch these fascinating creatures disappear. No, they had to do something to help them survive. So the aliens did what any good sci-fi heroes would do. They intervened, but their methods were anything but conventional. Instead of swooping in and saving the day with advanced technology or grand displays of power, the aliens decided to take a more subtle approach. They began sharing their knowledge with the Neanderthals, teaching them new ways to hunt, to build shelter, and to survive in the harsh environment. For example, they taught the Neanderthals how to create more efficient tools using different materials and techniques. They introduced them to new methods of preserving food, making clothing, and protecting themselves from the elements. Perhaps most importantly, though, they shared with the Neanderthals the secrets of the stars, showing them the vastness of the universe and the possibilities that lay beyond their world. The Neanderthals were quick learners, eager to absorb the aliens' knowledge and use it to improve their lives. They were curious about everything, from the constellations to the properties of different materials to the methods of preserving food. The aliens were happy to share their knowledge, seeing the enthusiasm and determination in the Neanderthals' eyes. One particularly proud moment for the aliens came when they taught the Neanderthals how to harness the power of the stars. Using simple materials like sticks and stones, the aliens showed the Neanderthals how to create basic tools that could be used to track the movements of the planets and constellations. These tools were crude, but they were effective, and the Neanderthals were thrilled with their ability to predict astronomical events like eclipses and meteor showers. It was a small step, but it opened up a whole new world of possibilities for the Neanderthals. A world where they were no longer limited to their immediate surroundings, but could reach for the stars instead. As the weeks turned into months, the Neanderthals flourished under the guidance of the aliens. Their tools became more sophisticated, their shelters more secure, their hunting techniques more successful. They thrived, not just in spite of the harsh conditions, but because of them. The aliens, meanwhile, continued their observations, documenting the Neanderthals' progress and marveling at their adaptability and resilience. But as the Ice Age drew to a close and the Earth began to warm, the aliens knew it was time to move on. Their mission had been completed, and they had to return to their own world and its never-ending adventures. Before they left, though, they shared one final gift with the Neanderthals, a parting gift that would ensure their survival and allow them to flourish for centuries to come. The aliens gifted the Neanderthals with seeds, plants, and animals that would thrive in the changing climate, ensuring that their food supply would be secure. They taught them how to cultivate crops, raise livestock, and maintain a sustainable way of life. It was a crash course in agriculture, a crash course that would change the Neanderthals' way of life forever. With these final lessons in place, the aliens prepared to leave. They said their goodbyes to the Neanderthals, who were now a thriving, self-sufficient people. As the alien ship disappeared into the sky, the Neanderthals looked up and waved, their hearts filled with gratitude and wonder. They knew they would never forget what the aliens had taught them, and they were determined to use that knowledge to build a better future for themselves and their descendants. But what happened next might surprise you. You see, as the Ice Age gave way to a warmer climate, the Neanderthals didn't just survive, they thrived. Thanks to the aliens' guidance, they were able to adapt to the changing environment, grow their population, and spread throughout Europe. They developed into a complex, highly organized society with its own culture, customs, and traditions. Meanwhile, the aliens returned to their home planet, where they shared their findings with their fellow anthropologists. The news of the Neanderthals' adaptability and resilience spread throughout the galaxy, and the Neanderthals became a legendary species, known throughout the cosmos for their tenacity and spirit. But that's not all. You see, the Neanderthals never forgot their teachers. They built monuments in their honor, stories around their deeds, and passed down their knowledge to future generations. And who knows, maybe some of the ancient myths and legends whispered around campfires were actually inspired by the aliens' visits. Maybe the stories of gods and mythical creatures were actually memories of a time when the stars shone a little brighter on Earth. And that, my friends, is the incredible tale of the Neanderthals and the aliens who taught them the secrets of the stars. It's a story of survival, adaptation, and the enduring power of knowledge. It's a reminder that even in the harshest of environments, life can find a way to not only survive, but thrive. And it's a celebration of the human spirit, which no matter how many millennia pass, will always have the power to reach for the stars. Now it's your turn. What do you think of this prehistoric adventure? Did you enjoy the unexpected twist to ancient astronaut theories? And what other prehistoric encounters with the unknown would you like to explore in future videos? Share your thoughts, theories, and feedback in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more journeys through time and space. The Stone Age is one of humanity's most mysterious eras. We often imagine primitive people with clubs and spears or women picking berries. But what if we told you that these so-called primitive people were actually highly advanced? And even better, what if they had invented spaceships long before modern humans? Now, don't get us wrong. We know for a fact that the Stone Age was not a time of spaceships. But what if we told you it could have been? Welcome to our channel. And today let's find out from flint tools to futuristic dreams. The sci-fi legacy of cavemen. The dawn of humanity is shrouded in mystery. How did our ancestors go from being nomadic hunters to being settled farmers? What tools did they use? How did they build their homes? And what about those ancient cave paintings? What do they really mean? Could they be evidence of an advanced civilization lost to time? For millennia, scholars struggled to piece together the puzzle of human prehistory. But now, thanks to recent discoveries, we're starting to get a clearer picture of life during the Stone Age. The Stone Age is generally divided into three periods: the Paleolithic or Old Stone Age, the Mesolithic or Middle Stone Age, and the Neolithic or New Stone Age. Each period is marked by significant technological advancements, from the earliest stone tools to the domestication of plants and animals. During the Paleolithic era, which lasted from roughly 2.6 million to 12,000 years ago, humans used rudimentary stone tools for hunting and gathering. As technology improved, humans began to cultivate crops and raise livestock, leading to the development of settled communities and eventually cities. This transition from nomadic hunter-gatherers to settled farmers marked a significant turning point in human history. But the story of the Stone Age is more than just one of technological advancement. It's also a story of cultural and societal change. Humans during the Stone Age lived in small, close-knit groups that relied on cooperation and social bonds to survive. They developed complex systems of beliefs and practices, including animism, shamanism, and early forms of religion. They created cave paintings and other forms of artwork that depict their daily lives, beliefs, and the animals they hunted. These cultural developments laid the foundation for the civilizations that would follow. As we continue to learn more about the Stone Age, we're gaining a deeper appreciation for the ingenuity and adaptability of our ancestors. They faced a constantly changing environment and evolving challenges, but they persevered and laid the foundation for human civilization. Now, let's talk about the sci-fi legacy of cavemen. How did such a seemingly primitive culture influence the world of science fiction? It all started with the discovery of ancient cave paintings in the 19th century. These stunning works of art depicted animals, plants, and human figures engaged in various activities. Scholars were astounded by the skill and sophistication displayed in the paintings, which challenged the prevailing notion of primitive people as simple and unsophisticated. One of the most famous examples of cave art is the Lascaux cave paintings in France, which date back to around 15,000 years ago. The paintings show a variety of animals, including reindeer, bison, and horses, as well as human figures engaged in hunting and other activities. These paintings not only demonstrated the artistic abilities of the cavemen, but also provided insights into their way of life and beliefs. In the early days of cinema, filmmakers were fascinated by the idea of primitive cultures and often depicted cavemen as the quintessential example of a primitive society. The 1910 silent film The Caveman is a prime example of this trope. The film follows the story of a caveman who falls in love with a woman from the future, played by the director's wife. While the film is now considered to be of low quality, it nevertheless represents the growing interest in cavemen and prehistoric cultures at the time. During the golden age of Hollywood, cavemen became a popular subject in films, often portrayed as hairy, hulking creatures who lived in caves and hunted wild animals. These depictions were largely based on the popular imagination rather than scientific evidence. In the 1940 film The Caveman, for example, the protagonist is a hairy, muscular creature who lives in a cave with his family. The film follows his adventures as he interacts with a group of modern humans who stumble upon his cave. In the 1980s, there was a resurgence of interest in cavemen, largely due to the popularity of films like King Kong and The Valley of Gwangi. Cavemen were now depicted as more intelligent and sophisticated creatures, capable of complex emotions and even language. The 1981 film Quest for Fire, for example, depicts a tribe of cavemen who must journey to find a new source of fire after their supply is destroyed in a natural disaster. The film explores themes of survival, adaptation, and the importance of community in the face of adversity. In recent years, cavemen have continued to make appearances in popular culture, often with a humorous twist. The animated sitcom The Flintstones, for example, is set in a prehistoric world populated by cavemen and dinosaurs. The show satirizes modern society and explores themes of family, work, and relationships through the lens of a Stone Age setting. While the portrayal of cavemen in science fiction has evolved over time, they continue to capture our imaginations and serve as a reminder of the rich history of our planet and the mysterious origins of humanity. The Stone Age was a time of great change and innovation. Humans learned to use new tools, explore new environments, and adapt to a changing climate. This era saw the rise of some of the most iconic human inventions, such as the wheel, the plow, and the axe. These innovations allow humans to do things they had never done before, like travel long distances more quickly, cultivate crops more efficiently, and build larger and more complex structures. The Stone Age was also a time of exploration and expansion. Humans ventured into new territories and encountered new cultures and ways of life. This led to the exchange of ideas and technologies, which in turn led to further innovation and development. The Stone Age saw humans adapt to a wide range of environments, from the dense forests of Europe to the vast plains of the African savanna. This led to the development of new hunting techniques, new tools, and new ways of life. In conclusion, the Stone Age was a pivotal time in human history. It was a time of great change, innovation, and exploration. The legacy of this era can still be seen in the world today, from the tools we use to the way we farm, and even the stories we tell. The Stone Age may be long gone, but its impact on human civilization is still felt today. The mystery of the Stone Age continues to fascinate scientists and historians alike. What other secrets are hidden in the ancient cave paintings? Did cavemen have a written language? And what role did they play in the development of human civilization? As new discoveries are made, we're sure to learn even more about the fascinating world of the Stone Age. At the end of the last ice age, humans and Neanderthals lived in a world very different from our own. The climate was colder and drier, the landscape was dotted with glaciers, and megafauna roamed the earth. Yet despite the challenges of this environment, humans and Neanderthals thrived. Humans and Neanderthals coexisted for hundreds of thousands of years, and there is evidence that they interacted and even interbred. However, Neanderthals eventually disappear, possibly due to a combination of factors, including climate change and competition for resources with humans. The extinction of Neanderthals is a controversial topic, and some scientists believe that they may have survived beyond the time frame traditionally attributed to them. However, the majority of evidence suggests that they disappeared from the fossil record around 40,000 years ago. Despite their eventual disappearance, Neanderthals left behind a rich legacy. Their DNA can still be found in some modern humans, and their fossils have helped scientists learn more about the origins and evolution of our species. Neanderthal bones have been found in caves and rock shelters throughout Europe and parts of Asia, providing valuable insights into their physical characteristics and way of life. For example, Neanderthal bones found in the Croatian cave of Vindija show evidence of ritualistic behavior, suggesting that they may have had religious or spiritual beliefs. Overall, the Neanderthals remain an enigmatic and fascinating part of our past. While many questions about their culture, lifestyle, and ultimate fate remain unanswered, their legacy lives on in the genes of modern humans and in the archaeological record that continues to be unearthed by scientists and historians. What are your thoughts on the Stone Age? Do you believe that humans and Neanderthals coexisted? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this.